Dubai never slept. The city glittered like a sky fallen to earth, every building shining as if it had something to prove. In the middle of that endless glow lived a man people believed had everything. They knew him as Fazza, strong, respected, admired, a name that carried power. But behind that name was a man who had quietly forgotten what it felt like to be understood. Every morning, he woke before sunrise. Not because he needed to, but because sleep never stayed long enough. His days were full: meetings, responsibilities, appearances, cameras flashing at every step. People smiled at him, praised him, followed him. Yet none of them ever asked the one question that mattered: are you okay? And the truth was, he wasn't. At night, when the city slowed down just enough to breathe, Fazza would stand by the tall glass windows of his home, looking at the lights below. From above, everything looked perfect. But inside him, there was a quiet emptiness he couldn't explain. He had learned to smile so well that even he sometimes believed it. Until the day he met her. It wasn't a grand moment. No dramatic music, no perfect timing. Just a quiet evening at a small charity event tucked away from the noise of luxury. Fazza had gone there without wanting attention, dressed simply, hoping to feel normal for once. And then he saw her. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She wasn't dressed like the others. She sat in a corner, sketching in a notebook, completely lost in her own world. People passed by her, but she didn't seem to notice. Or maybe she noticed everything, just differently. Something about her stillness pulled him in. He found himself walking toward her without thinking. "Can I sit here?" he asked. She didn't look up immediately. "It's not reserved," she replied casually. There was no excitement in her voice. No curiosity. No recognition. That was new. He sat down beside her, watching her pencil move across the page. "What are you drawing?" he asked. She turned the notebook slightly toward him. It was him. Not just his face but something deeper. The way he stood, slightly distant from everyone else. The strength in his posture, and the quiet tiredness in his eyes. For a moment, he couldn't speak. "You see things quickly," he finally said. "You weren't hiding it," she replied. No one had ever said something like that to him before. "Why do you think I'm tired?" he asked. This time she looked at him, properly. Her eyes were calm, steady, almost too honest. "Because you're surrounded by people, but still alone." That sentence stayed with him long after the conversation ended. Her name was Aisha. She was an artist, living a simple life, finding meaning in small moments. She didn't ask him who he was. And strangely, he didn't tell her. For the first time, he wanted someone to know him without the weight of his name. Days passed, but he couldn't forget her. So he returned to that place again. And she was there, Again she said, a faint smile forming. Coincidence, he replied. She raised an eyebrow. Sure. And just like that, something began. They met often after that. No luxury, no big plans. Just simple walks, quiet conversations, and moments that felt real. Aisha never treated him like he was special. She argued with him, laughed at him, ignored him sometimes. And he loved that. With her, he didn't have to perform. He didn't have to be perfect. But the truth he was hiding slowly began to feel heavier. One day, as they walked through a busy street, people started to notice. Whispers spread, phones came out, eyes followed him. Aisha frowned. Why are people staring at you like that? Fazza felt his chest tighten. The moment he had been avoiding was finally here. There's something I need to tell you, he said. She looked at him, waiting. I'm not who you think I am. She crossed her arms slightly. Then who are you? He hesitated for a second that felt like forever. Then he said it. Fazza. Silence. Not the comfortable kind they shared before. A different kind. Her expression didn't change immediately, but her eyes did. Something in them pulled away. You should have told me, she said quietly. I wanted you to know me first, he replied. I did know you, she said. Or at least I thought I did. There was no anger in her voice. Just disappointment. And somehow, that hurt more. You hid something important, she continued. That changes everything. I'm still the same person, he said. She shook her head slightly. I don't know that anymore. That was the moment he felt something break inside him. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly, like something slipping away that he couldn't hold. She stepped back. I need time, she said. And then she walked away. No looking back. No final words. Just gone. Days turned into weeks, and Aisha disappeared completely. No calls, no messages, no trace. Fazza tried to find her, but she had vanished like she was never part of his world. But she was. In every quiet moment, he felt her absence. The city still shined. People still praised him. Life continued as it always had. But something had changed. For the first time, everything he had, didn't feel enough. He started going back to the same place where they first met. Sitting in that same corner, hoping she would appear again. But she never did. Until one evening, when he had almost given up. He saw her. Standing at a distance. Not sketching this time. Just watching him. Their eyes met. And in that moment, everything came rushing back. He stood up slowly, unsure if she would stay or leave again. She didn't move. I didn't expect to see you again, he said. I didn't expect to come back, she replied. There was a pause. I was angry, she continued. Not because of who you are, but because you didn't trust me with the truth. I was afraid, he admitted. Of what? That you'd stop seeing me, and start seeing everything else. She looked at him carefully. And you didn't think I deserved the choice. He had no answer. Silence filled the space between them again. But this time, it felt different. I missed you, he said quietly. She looked away for a moment. Then back at him. I missed you too. That was the beginning of something deeper than before. Not perfect, not easy but real. This time, there were no secrets. And slowly, they started again. Not as a prince and a stranger, but as two people who had almost lost each other, and chose not to. Because some love stories aren't about perfection. They're about truth, mistakes, and finding your way back. And this one didn't win because it was easy. It won, because they didn't give up. This channel is all about poetic stories and emotional content inspired by Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Fazza, the Crown Prince of Dubai. Here, you will find deep poetry, love stories, and powerful lines reflecting his royal lifestyle, silent strength, and emotional side. Backhand index pointing right. Please like and share and subscribe my channel for more beautiful poetry.